What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi, Fruit Loop. What you know?
Um, I don't know. I don't know anything. I try to get on here and be prepared to say I know something, but
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm tired, dude. Like, it's
Yeah,
hit me.
yeah.
So if you're on YouTube, you can look close and see my lovely bags. Look. Oh, like I've been socked in the eye.
Did you
Whatever.
just say you're an old bag? What'd you say?
Your mama's an old bag, so let's just end that there.
Mom, you hear that? I'm listening.
Yeah, but you know what? Life is good. It could be way worse. It
What's
could be way.
crazy is I went through the same thing, but it was several years ago.
Yeah.
With my mom that you're dealing with your aunt. So
Mhm.
it's crazy to
It
think
is, and
back.
it's like you really wanna keep their spirits up, and she's
Hmm.
doing great, but it's like, I understand, her frustrations, but we try to have fun when I'm up there taking care of her, and, you know, you gotta keep things in perspective.
Well, she's very independent, like my mom was. They
Right, right.
don't really want you doing anything for them, but
Yeah, but we
they
get
have to.
she don't mind me, so we take care of what we gotta take care of. Her husband's
Yeah.
been amazing. So, first off, let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Two Cool T-shirt quilts. And the pillows are still there. And but if you're on YouTube and you look behind me, if somebody had not moved my table, we have this awesome Clemson blanket. By the way, I've got Dabo Sweeney getting the autograph to my aunt. I'm so excited. She's gonna die. Because when she was in ICU, she was intubated right after surgery. We thought she was gonna die. And I said, Angie, we beat the Gamecocks. And like the only response we had in a day was like her trying to lift her thumb up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, speaking of two cool t-shirt quilts, I thought Clemson. You know how my brain works. It's like
Oh, yeah.
I'm like that dog and up squirrel. Just yeah. Um, anyways, so go to twocooltshirtquilts.com/slash pretty lies and alibis and go to the learning section. I really recommend that. I've been going there lately, just reading on all this stuff. I've learned a lot, even though she's been on board with us for months now. So go to the website, just play around. You'll be surprised what you find that you don't know. Also, big thank you to Diane for the sweet PayPal donation. She wants you and I to go out and have brunch, so we're going to do that soon.
Sweet.
And Diane is, at least once a month, she'll send us a little something, and we really appreciate it. She doesn't know how much. So my brother got two new kittens. They had to have their Chihuahua put to sleep. So I'm
Oh,
over.
no.
Oh my god, yeah,
One of the little ones that used to bite my leg.
yeah. That's Isabella. Yeah, she's gone now. I
Oh,
was a little sad. That was my buddy. But my
easy going.
brother, like, all of a sudden, I want two kittens to grow up together. So I go over there last night, meet their new kittens. I'm holding them, cuddling them. Come home. Sherlock hadn't seen me all day. I've been gone. Like, he jumps up. He's like rubbing me. He's like, hey, mom. And then he smells those kittens
You in
and
trouble
he
now.
attacked me.
You cheated.
Oh my gosh. He literally, it was like, oh, hey, mom. And then he was like, oh no. And then he got his paw and I mean across the face, slapped me, and then like started biting my neck. You can probably still see where it's a little, yeah, so whatever. He's jealous. Can't say I hate that though. He loves me. Anyways, we're gonna jump right into the Gilbert documents. We're on part 4 now. We've been flying through this. And so we left off talking about where,
It was text messages.
yes. So
I think
we,
I left off where Chad and Zulema were speaking.
yes.
Tammy had just died.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so October 28th is where we are. Alex sends Zulema a picture of Chad and Lori and two other women at a restaurant. Chad and Lori are sitting next to each other, and Chad's no longer wearing his wedding band. That was
That's quick.
fast.
Yeah.
So Zulema texts Alex in response to the picture. He looks way too happy. Alex said he escaped the warden, so it's all downhill from here. Mm.
Mm-mm.
Zulema, woohoo, he's a happy man. Look at that smile. Alex says he's a little giddy. And Zulema says that's so cute. So let's move to October 31st, Halloween. What happens?
Zulema texts Lori and mentions it's Halloween, and Lori said she forgot. Really? This is also the night the private investigator Rich Robertson saw Melanice and Alex packing her things into a U-Haul. If you remember, that's when they left. It
Yep.
was like the
He
31st.
put that tracking device under their car, right?
That was smooth, yeah. On
Yeah.
that on the rental or something.
Yeah, he's a smart
The
dude. If I
U-Haul.
lived in Arizona and needed one, I'd call Rich.
Oh yeah, give Rich a call. So Colby said in early to middle November, Lori called and told him Alex would be visiting a female friend in Arizona for Thanksgiving, and told him Alex would drive the Nissan Rogue and leave it for him and his wife to use.
Is it
Yeah,
Rogue or Rouge?
I think it's Rogue.
Maybe I'm thinking Moulin Rouge. That's how
Yeah,
it's
you thinking of
spelled.
Moulin Rouge? Yeah, it's a Nissan Rogue, I think.
Okay.
You know they gonna let us know. Y'all
Oh
let us
yeah.
know if we mess it. It was me if we messed it up, but
No, it's probably me.
no, I think there's a commercial and that's what it says. I don't know. So this is the car that we later find out that we've already discussed. It had blood in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't find out who.
Yeah, exactly. November 9th, Lori sends Zulema pictures of their wedding in Hawaii. November 20th, Zulema tells Melanie Gibb Lori and Chad are going to Hawaii indefinitely. Chad and Lori go quiet after their wedding, and investigators found no other references to crimes or JJ and Tylee. This is the big push, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is kind of when we see Nate. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, Shane Bishop, who is an amazing producer for Dateline, he was behind the camera on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I
He's the
think I
one that
remember.
runs the Twitter account, like NBC producer, when they're doing Valo stuff. It
Yeah.
switches around based on what show's airing, but he's all Valo. I mean, he is amazing. I love anything he and Keith Morrison do.
Yeah. So November 26th, Rexburg PD contacts Alex and Chad at Lori's apartment in Rexburg. Alex tells authorities that JJ is with Kay in Louisiana. They knew this isn't true because Kay initiated the welfare check. So that's the whole, all that. They didn't know. I don't think they didn't know Lori's phone number. Chad acted like he didn't know Lori.
Yeah, yeah.
All that.
Yeah. I mean, to investigators who are already 2 steps ahead and know what's up.
Exactly.
So the same day as when Lori tells investigators that JJ is with Melanie Gibb in Arizona, the same day they try to reach Melanie Gibb, but they could not. Later that evening, she calls them back and says she doesn't have JJ and at this point is worried about his welfare. November 27th, Rexburg police executed a search warrant in the adjoining apartments of Lori and Alex, and obviously they're gone. They call Colby and he says JJ and Tylee are not with him and he was concerned for their well being. He said the last time he saw them on a FaceTime call was August the 30th. So a little time's passed there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would be, because they were coming to Colby in Arizona. And he was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then he would text his mom, and that's when she would say, oh, Colbs, we're fine or
Yeah.
whatever. So during that call, when JJ and Tylee saw Colby, Tylee was babysitting JJ and they were in the townhomes. That was the last time that he heard from them.
Mm.
Got to be heavy for him.
Oh yeah.
Just those last meetings,
Well, it's days later, Tylee's killed, and then a few weeks
Yeah.
later, JJ's killed.
Yeah. He said he had sent Tylee texts, and we kind of know this from the past. He felt the responses were short and the content of the messages were not ones like Tylee would normally send. So what?
I was gonna say it's crazy how you get into the flow of how somebody texts,
Yeah.
and you can tell when it's not.
I
that
can
person.
tell with you if you agree to something or you're cool with something, you
Mhm.
do a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can tell me 50 things with a thumbs up. That's just how much we text each other.
Yeah.
And a thumbs up can mean 10 things from you. And I
Yeah.
just have to know what I sent before that. It is true though.
Yeah.
People get in a rhythm if you know what I'm saying. If somebody took Taylor's phone that I didn't know and was texting,
You
I
would
would know in a
know.
heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where were we?
When Colby would ask Lori
Oh.
about Tylee, she would say she was fine and couldn't talk because she was in school.
Which is odd too, because you would think, I mean, in a normal world, if Tylee really were at BYU, she would probably reach out to her brother the first couple of days and say, "Hey, I really like it." I
Yeah.
mean, I would have looked for things like that too. For me, I totally feel sorry for Colby that he had no way to know what was going on.
Yeah. Well,
She
he was
kept him in.
trying, he was reaching out,
He
he
was.
was trying. And the other
Yeah,
thing, 1, teenagers always have their phone,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
2, I mean, in between classes, she would have still been able to text him.
for
But we
sure.
do know from prior stuff that's been, put out that she took her phone too, so
Right. She took it after they murdered Charles.
yep.
They meaning Lori and Alex.
Yeah.
So Colby calls his mom and said police are asking about JJ and Tylee, and she says they're fine and she will contact police. The investigators talked to two of Tylee's friends who also said the texts from her did not sound right. They said they were shorter.
Mm,
And so Thanksgiving, November 28th, this would be 2019, Colby calls Lori, but her phone is not in service anymore. That would have been a really big red flag. And I think it was for him,
yeah.
where just out of the blue, your mom changed her number and didn't tell you, hey, I have a new number.
Yeah.
So he couldn't contact his mom. And the only other person he had a number for was Alex. He called and texted Alex about the car. And Alex confirmed the car would be available to Colby to pick up and also told him that Tylee and JJ were fine when he asked. The same day, Colby emails Lori, Mom, you changed your number. What is going on? Lori replied, Hi, Colbs. I need you to know we are safe and happy. I know this sounds confusing to you, but I need you to trust me. Although there are wicked people trying to cause harm, that Jesus is on our side and taking care of us. Although we may be out of touch for a while, I will continue to help you. I love you all so much. The car and car insurance will be paid for you so you can drive it with no worries. The phones will also be good. You are precious to your mama. I love you so much. Kisses to you and Kelsey. Hope to talk soon. I will continue to pray blessings on your family constantly. So, I guess on one hand, Colby's married. I think at this point they have their own baby. You're doing your family thing states away. You know,
Yeah.
nobody could have predicted what happened, what we knew happened in June 26th of 2020.
Yeah.
Anybody who knew Lori was shocked that that
Mhm.
was the end result.
Yep.
I don't blame anybody for not catching on like Colby, you know what I mean? I mean, like their inner circle, yes. But like with Colby, I mean, Colby, like you have always said, Colby's alive.
Yeah. Well, even Kay and Larry said they didn't ever think it would come to this.
Right. You
So,
do kind of get that feeling Colby was, her Lori's favorite.
mhm.
You remember he said it bothered him. She would almost treat him like a boyfriend,
Yep.
possessive and stuff, which is
Yeah.
weird. But anyway, so you pick it up from here.
So Colby explained he has also received sporadic mobile payments from Lori via Venmo. He said it wasn't unusual for her to send him money. She would send money from hers or Tylee's account, and also provided another Venmo account for Lori, but he had never received anything from that account. And we saw that early on. We saw those screenshots of all that.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a lot of that maybe was on her end designed to just keep him from calling.
yeah,
Look, you're
yeah,
20 something years old and your mom's sending you Venmo because she's got the money. I don't know if any 20-year-old is going to say, don't send it.
yeah. Well, you're early on when you're starting your family. I mean, you're struggling for cash and stuff. So,
Yeah.
uh, November 30th, Alex sent Colby a text. Lori had stopped communicating with him. So Alex sent Colby a text and arranged to get the car. He said the keys were in the glove box and gave him an address, which was the residence of dun, 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 Ian Pulowski's sister.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
They have their family in town. They have
yeah,
all their family right there.
yeah.
And you
That's
send it
odd.
to Ian's sister.
Yeah. Colby said the interior of the car was dirty and he took it to be washed. He said the front passenger seat was covered in animal hair.
That was kind of
And
curious because they had gotten rid of Bailey, in Arizona?
yeah, yep.
So I don't know. Maybe somebody had a dog. So on
Chad has the animals.
Oh,
He's on the farm. That's my thought.
I mean, he's got a pet cemetery, so
See?
yeah. They
Might have
so
been raccoon hair.
yeah, right.
What it was.
The raccoon. I say that in air quotes. December 3rd, Alex activates a new phone. December 4th, Zulema tells Alex that Raphael, aka Chad, aka Harry Potter, aka Loinfire, got
AKA
a new phone
crazy.
number.
Yeah.
December 5th at 4:08 p.m., Alex texts a contact labeled Guy, who is Chad, and he says, "Hey, it's Ray Romano." Chad
Who?
doesn't respond. I wouldn't respond to that either. Stupid.
Hey, Ray Romano.
Why you
Everybody
gotta
loves Raymond. I love that show. Don't be getting no bad juju vibes on Ray Romano.
they pulled Oprah in this, and then they had, like, Spike Lee. They had all remember that list of celebrities that were, like,
Yeah,
the evilest of the evil?
yeah. But he
Ay,
didn't
ay,
even
ay.
spell Ray right.
I know, is Ray.
Ray,
He's got it
Ray.
spelled R-E-H, Ray.
Yeah.
December 6th, Alex communicates with Chad and asks about Lily. Now, Lily is a name used for Lori, if you guys remember from the Chandler docs.
Yep.
Based on the context of the message on Alex's phone, Lori was using Chad's phone to reply to him. So, December 9th, Alex asked Zulema if she ordered the storms that were occurring. She said she ordered the storms when they were having a barbecue. When they were having barbecue.
I wonder what that number is.
I don't know.
Oh, God, I would like to place an order, please.
For
Some
storm.
thunderstorms to be over the barbecue on 555.
38 mile an hour winds, light
Yeah.
to moderate rain.
Add some ketchup to that, please. Yeah.
Yeah. December 10th, Alex asked Chad for a blessing because he was having a bad attack and couldn't breathe. Okay, so here we go. This is when
Yep.
the blessing come.
Yep.
December 11th, the day Tammy's exhumed. Chad asks Alex how he's doing, and Alex says he's winded when he stands up and he has a resting pulse of 100. The same day at 11:35 a.m., Alex texts Chad, "I feel like the poison from the spear in the heart has done some residual damage."
Uh-oh.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I'm always convinced he took something to kill himself. I think they knew because we found out that Chad knew they were exhuming Tammy. Is that right? Chad
Uh,
told them all that Tammy
that's
was
right.
being exhumed.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah.
that's weird though.
Yeah.
What if they sent some kind of poison spear from Hawaii?
Dude,
That
they
was
could
part of the blessing.
somebody could have had one of them pipes and been like, got
Yeah.
him right there, got it in the heart.
Yeah.
Man, when we were kids, we tried to make those.
Oh, we went to the Indian reservation here and got them.
Oh,
Oh,
you
them
can
blow
get them.
darts.
Oh
Oh
my gosh!
yeah.
Do I got to go to Cherokee tomorrow?
You got to go to Cherokee tomorrow.
I could get those like when my kids are being lazy and they won't like
They're
clean their room. I'll just be like,
they're
get 'em.
bamboo and they got these little things on the end.
Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
myself a Christmas gift tomorrow. My ancestors are Cherokee. I'm
I
just
know,
yeah,
right?
like my grandmother was half.
You ought to be able to shoot that thing good then, Ada.
You know, this family's got Cherokee. My dad, he has a lot of Cherokee features. Okay, so 12:47, Alex texts Melanie, "That's a big no-go on your stuff." Melanie's, I'm sorry, Alex texts Melanie's, "That's a big no-go on your stuff. Just buy a new computer. They won't give it back to you. They are holding it for leverage until you help them, so just write it off." I'm thinking maybe her computer got confiscated.
It did because remember the cops went in her apartment.
Yep.
Remember she left and she was like, "Take whatever, I don't care."
Yeah, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah, that's right. The same day, Chad tells Alex he has paid the bills on the house in Rexburg, and Alex said he was just going to let all of the stuff in Rexburg go.
It makes no sense.
0.
I want my stuff.
Heck yeah, pack it up.
Yeah.
So December 12th, very little communication from Alex. The last communication on Alex's phone was a call to Chad and Lori on the Raphael phone line. So they were the last people he called.
They done did some kind of blessing, got him to stick himself in the chest with some kind of spear.
You'll never convince me he did not somehow kill himself in a way that made it look. I mean, Tammy Daybell had, the whole suspicion is she had that pink foam coming out of her mouth.
Mhm.
That's respiratory.
Yeah, it's
He
something
had
suspicious.
clots in his lungs.
Yeah, something.
Whatever they used on Tammy, I'm not going to be surprised. We'll never know because that's over.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced whatever was used on Tammy to murder her, I think Alex took it because of the presence of clots
Yeah.
in both her lungs. If she had them in her lungs, she had that pink foam, it's respiratory. Anyway, so on December 13th, they follow up with Lori's sister Summer. She said she had not seen or heard from JJ and Tally for months, and she believes they're not endangered and that they're in the care of Lori. All right, Fruit Loop.
She said she thinks the reason they were sent to look for JJ and Tally is because Kay wanted to get custody of JJ. The investigator said that wasn't the case, but they needed to see and speak with the kids either in person or video call. Like, if you remember, Kay was saying, just let me talk to him.
Yeah, all they wanted was to see that he was okay.
Okay, yeah. That's what a welfare check is.
Right.
Yeah. December 20th, investigators entered JJ and Tally into the database as missing and endangered. December 21st, Colby calls the investigator and said he had seen media reports on JJ and Tally and was even more concerned for their well being.
So you do realize that December 21st is the first time I read about this case. And what did I do? I called you and
Yeah.
I said, you got to read this case. It's crazy. There's a lot
Yeah.
of dead people around these people. We need to start a podcast.
Yep.
How fun would it be to start a podcast? Oh my gosh, I miss doing legal stuff. Let's do it. It took us to June, but this was when that, like December 21st, that's when
Yeah.
this was born,
Yep.
technically.
Yep.
Conceived.
I remember seeing the big billboards. That was a big thing on TV and all. It was
Yep.
big billboards with their pictures on it.
Yep.
Colby also said on November 30th he was given a Nissan Rogue that was registered to Lori and Alex. Lori told Colby the car would be driven to Arizona for him to use. Lori stopped communicating with Colby, but he was able to get in touch with Alex, who got him the car. Police were interested in the car since it had been in Idaho during the time frame of interest. Asked to seize the car and to process it, Colby understood and told them where it was parked. During the search warrant of the car, they found receipts from Idaho and trace samples. The rear passenger seat was a connected bench seat. One of the specialists noticed two distinct stains at the edge of the bench seat, and in the approximate area a passenger would be seated. A third stain was found along the outside of the rear passenger side seatbelt. Preliminary testing of all three stains were positive for blood. Additional chemical tests showed presumptive positive result on the upper seatbelt anchor affixed to the passenger side. What is that? Pillar?
It's a pillar. So I think it's like, you know how you have a seatbelt and then you have kind of have that thing up top and it's got like hard plastic on it. And then the belt comes out of that. I think that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, being retracted and expanded.
Right. Yeah.
And they found an American Airlines flight receipt, restaurant, and gas receipts. Dude, when stuff happens in a car,
you can't get rid of it.
No, and blood goes everywhere.
Yeah.
You think you've seen it all?
Yeah. So real quick, we'll run through what they found in the car as far as DNA, and then we'll end it there. Mainly because I'm seeing double at this point. But so the DNA testing from I'm going to say Nissan Rouge. The stain from the left rear seat was a female DNA labeled unidentified female number 1. A small red-brown stain on right rear seatbelt, female DNA labeled unidentified female number 2. Large brown stain on right rear seatbelt was consistent with female number 2. Stain on right rear seat that was cut out, unidentified female number 1. Right rear seatbelt hanger, insufficient DNA. Red-brown stains on right front seat. The sample was a mixture of a minimum of 2 contributors, with major donor's DNA being female matching unidentified female 1. We do not know. I don't know. I don't know if it's out there who female 1 and female 2 are, but that's what they found in the car that Colby was given. Can you imagine Colby now knowing that he was driving around in a car that was potentially a crime scene?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So anyways, that's kind of all we have for tonight.
Yeah.
We just wanted to do something quick tomorrow night. Our big live, 7:30 Eastern. We're gonna be on YouTube, and we'll post all the links right before. Share it with your friends. We're just gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk some cases. We're gonna talk stuff other than cases. We just kind of wanted to end the year in a fun way and just totally. I mean, we're gonna do episodes after tomorrow before
Yeah.
the year ends, but we really just like are blown away with how much this podcast has grown this year. It's been
Mhm.
huge. And this is just kind of like the way we could all sit in a room together and just chew the fat and just have some fun.
Yeah.
And so 7:30 Eastern, and we'll go as long as it goes.
Yeah.
But we're really excited, and we have pinned to the top of our Facebook and Twitter question posts. Anything you want to ask, we're going to start pulling those tonight, getting them ready to go tomorrow. Then you can ask questions in the chat
Yeah.
on YouTube. So we're really looking forward to it. We will see you. We're going to do a missing tomorrow,
Yep.
and it may just be Fruit Loop. I'm not sure about my timing for tomorrow. And then the big live. So we will see you guys back at 7:30 on YouTube live. All right.
Eastern.
Yep, Eastern. All right.
Yep.
Have a good night.